spooky love. No marketing, BS, money side price wash. Synth quiz and news. So sit back, relax. Enjoy your favorite crew. Synth Geekery show. Synth Geekery's where it's at. So join the channel and come on for a chat.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Synth Geekery Show, episode 330. And there's a big camera in the way there. I'm going to have to move that in a sec. Kind of looks three-dimensional, blurry in the front. I kind of like that. Maybe I might leave it there as an annoying thing. How's your week been? Mine's been pretty good. Thanks for asking. I know you didn't ask that, but anyway, I'm looking a little bit. I don't know if it's orange. Don't go there. I think I'm a bit sunburnt. I've got no sunscreen on today. It was, I don't know, it wasn't that hot, was it, Chris? Anyway, let's say hello to everybody. We've got everyone here except for Andy. I think Andy's the only one missing at the moment. Yeah, 36. It's kind of weird with that camera in the way. Yeah. I'll move it in a sec. Yes.
Good evening.
Busy day. Say hi, Ian and Daren and Chris.
Hi, Ian.
Hello.
Hi, Ian, Daren and Chris.
Those guys. Hi, those guys.
Hi, those guys.
Hi,
Yeah.
chatties.
Here we are again.
Not a massive news show this week, guys. Not my fault. I don't release synths. You throw your synth at the screen to someone else if you don't like that. But yeah, we will do that. No, we will persevere with the show as we normally do. We've got our regular segments. Funny side, Synth Quiz. We have, like I said, some news, and I'll endeavour to put together a little price watch. I've already got a couple of ideas. I'll try and squeeze that together as we get through the show. Now, before we go any further, let me tell you, if you're new here, or even if you're old here, we are completely volunteer-based. We are, in a way, we're a benevolent show. We do this off the goodness of our heart every week. We put the show together. These gentlemen here, they join us like clockwork, without complaint. I mean, Daren whinges a bit, especially when he glitches. Well, I mean, he's glitching pretty bad today.
I'm really in the Matrix here. I haven't a clue what's going on.
It's great. I quite like the effect.
Yeah. We don't usually ask, but do support us somehow. Like send us a donation through the super chat or through the other means that you can see. You could buy some merch. Ian and I are both wearing some merch. I've got to get onto that merch store and buy some more. I want to get a couple of little bits and pieces. I need a new desk mat. You know, like a big mouse mat, a desk mat they call them, because this one's looking a bit. Probably needs a wash and a scrub.
Yeah. I've got an able to this mat.
Your mouse mat is looking a bit ratty.
There we go. We already got someone doing some nice things. Thank you very much,
Hi, Steve.
Mr. Stevie.
Oh, cheers, mate. Steve.
For the clockwork. Actually, I didn't
what a lovely
get that
man.
little chat thing working. I probably should do that. Where's my checklist? You guys don't worry about me. I'll just get that working so we can show the chat before it disappears. Do. Hurdy Jürgen Flurgen.
Muppets for galore.
Yeah, wasn't that a great thing?
It was, wasn't it? Yeah. The Swedish chef.
Jim Henderson.
Animal. I played with it. I played with the drummer that was like Animal.
Animal.
Don't know why that's not working.
I was Animal. I bang the drums and everything. It's my favourite character.
Is there a reason why YouTube chat's not working anymore? What does that say? I can't even read that.
Chat is disabled
for the live stream. Well,
which is kind of weird because I'm seeing it right here. Was seeing.
Yeah, me too.
Well, let us copy that link then. And
Steve.
let's see if that works.
Yay!
Yay! Bird. Oh, Steve's given us a couple of donies.
Yeah, nice.
All the colours of the rainbow.
Keep doing impressions, guys. You'll keep on donating.
Yeah.
Come here, Beaker.
We were doing Scottish impressions before and Northern English impressions before, and we were doing very bad versions of those, let me tell you.
I think the Northern English ones were a bit rough as well.
Just be careful where you go with these impressions.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, south.
Some of us are northern.
South, Darren. South is where we were going. We are a synth show. If you're wondering, don't worry, I will move this mic in a sec. We are doing this sort of stuff, gear, new synths.
No, I thought it was because everyone's put 3D glasses on, so that mic's coming out in front of them.
It's not a mic, it's a camera.
You know, the show's gone 3D.
Yeah. What was I going to say? Yeah. So, synth show, drum machines, sequences, that sort of stuff, eurorack. See, there's things where Ian's just like nodding his head, but he's got synthy stuff behind him. He's got nice little dust covers over it because he loves his gear. He doesn't want to get dust on it. He loves his gear. I love my gear too, but I'm a lazy bastard, and
I tell you what.
No, I just get this thing
to put them all back on.
I get this thing out.
Yeah.
Say to the cleaning lady. I've never met a cleaning lady called Sadie, by the way. It's funny, isn't it?
Tattooed lady.
I think Wagoo was on the money. I think I might have had the old link for the chat. Yeah, you're probably right, buddy. Anyway, we sorted it. It's working. That's the main thing. Right. Let's do some... What should we do first? We should do... Oh, Andy's here. We should probably say hello to Andy. He's in his car again.
Hey.
Andy, you know what you should do?
Still driving
I'm
home.
muted so I don't make too much noise, but how's it going?
Andy, Andy's going to do a say good day to my passenger.
He's going to do
for the night.
He's going to do car modular karaoke.
Well, I couldn't resist because it's Super Bowl weekend, so there's tons of people out, and I'd be stupid to give up that money. So,
yeah.
So San Francisco's pretty crazy right now. I'm on Castro Street. If you haven't heard that before, it's the big gay community around here.
Oh, right, okay.
Big Castro Theater's behind me, a real old timey theater. That's they have animation festivals there and stuff. It's a pretty wild street.
Well, what's actually wild is it's dark where you are, and it's dark where Chris and I are, but it's kind of like we've just entered the darkness, and you're about to leave the darkness.
Leaving it.
Yeah.
That's
so it's darker now because it's really foggy. It was foggy and overcast all night, really foggy, so it made it even darker right now.
Time zones are your friend, people. Physics. Yeah. Anyway, if you grab a sphere and you shine a light on it, you'll work
between
out.
Time zones.
You'll work it out.
It's flat. It's flat.
Basketball and torch.
Yes. We are a synth show. Your synths are flat. That's probably about all I'm going to say about that. But it could be sharp as well, depending on what note you play. Let's get stuck into the show. We're going to do How's Your Week Been? And I might start with Andy because he's driving around. Andy, how's your week been?
Yeah. Just busy doing this crap, and haven't done Harbor Jam for a while. Just too much work and too much other stuff going on. So no music to speak of. I did Eddie's show yesterday, 6 oscillators thing. That was kind of fun. There was a bunch more guests than usual. So we had fun doing that, talking about he's actually installing a Roland GK3 pickup in his bass guitar. If you don't know what that is, it's the pickup you install by the bridge to add MIDI to your, it's like 13-pin MIDI to your guitar, and then you can use the 13-pin module, and it tracks very, very well. So he was doing installation on that and stuff, so that was kind of fun. But other than that, not a whole lot. Just Super Bowl weekend's going to be insane. I mean, unfortunately, I live near the stadium where they're having it, and it's way down south from here. So it's going to be a nightmare. I'd probably crash at my girlfriend's place again because the traffic's going to be a nightmare. So, but yeah, otherwise everything's fine. Happy to be here, and hello, everybody. Sorry it's a little dark right now, but
Don't worry,
Nice.
don't worry,
I'll
Andy,
have a
it'll
light
get light soon.
Where's Andy gone?
Yeah,
He's in stealth
That's right.
mode.
stealth mode,
it's
yeah.
very dark on the street.
All right, who can I randomly say how's your week been to? Ian, how's your week been?
Hey, it's been all right, actually. I've been busy. So last Saturday, I went to Breeze Block Beats here in Frome, which is an electronic night, bit like an EMOM, but not. Headliner was Gaz Williams with his modular, and believe it or not, me and Gaz had a natter about modular. So that's the end of the world that we know it. Actually, no, and I was explaining to him why I
It's
wasn't.
happening. I knew it. It's happening.
Dogs and cats.
No, it isn't. No,
Dogs and cats living together.
Yeah. No, it was a good night actually, and Gaz played a blinder. It was fantastic.
Gaz talked him out of it.
Yeah, yeah. And then Sunday I went to a record fair and bought a lot of vinyl. And I bought what is probably the worst record that I've ever heard, which is this one.
I thought you were going to say mine.
No, it was originally 22 quid. I have to say I only paid a fiver for it. It's brand new and it's unlistenable. I'm sorry. But I did buy other good things as well. I bought Phil Selway from Radiohead, version of Clockwork Orange, Barbarossa, and TV Mania, which we should probably all know. If you don't know TV Mania, it's two guys out of... Yeah, it's...
Talked about that before.
Yeah, Nick Rhodes and the guitarist out of Daren. So then, what else did I do? Tuesday, I recorded our podcast, Sinner's Review, which won't be out until the 16th, but that was only because Louisa is doing a panto. And somebody's supposed to say, oh, no, she isn't.
Oh, no, she isn't.
There we go. Yeah, she's tied up for the next couple of weeks doing his panto. But Peter James Stephen came on and talked about Synth Southwest, which Sinner's music will be at. We'll be flogging some CDs. We have vinyl hand-printed CDs available from Bandcamp. So we're going to be selling some of them and some fridge magnets and T-shirts and all those bits and pieces. I'm playing. That's why the gear's out, because I'm starting to prepare for. It's not for 4 weeks, but I need to start thinking about what I'm going to be playing. And what else have I been doing? So yeah, making CDs, selling them, which is nice. Thanks to everybody who bought the EP single so far. That was really nice. £3 through Bandcamp. Plug over. And then I've been sending out loads of press packs to journalists, and we've got one good review so far, which I'm always happy if we get a review, if I'm honest, because it's a pretty it's pretty difficult to get people to either look at your stuff or write about it without paying for it, which is something we won't do. It's been a good week, really. You know, happy to be here as always.
Hooray! Thanks, Ian. Daren, how's your week been?
Very glitchy by the look of it. I don't know. I don't know where it's come from. Week's been okay. I think it's just passed without realising. I started work on tracks for the album because I realised that even though the album was coming out this year, I haven't actually got that much down. So I thought, I've got all the ideas down, or a lot of the ideas. I thought I better crack on with it. So I've basically been doing that. And the week's just passed. So other than that, I spent the last bit of money I was going to spend on a new pedal. It was out at NAMM, so it's a sort of new pedal that arrived this week, and that's about it. Just writing me stuff for the new album, working with Chris on a big collab track for the end of the album, although this is, I think we're at 10 minutes. You're probably going to be pushing 15-20 minutes track, I would say. It's sort of more of a so it's like it's a journey, the track, sort of to fill in the album when it finishes. So we're working on that. I've sort of finished Ranzee's track. I've just got a few little bits to do, and I think that's pretty much done, really. I shouldn't carry on playing with it, otherwise it'll wreck it. Not saying it's that good to start with, but that's it. that's basically what we've been doing all week.
Fantastic indeed. And now we're going to Chris. How's your week been?
Yee. Not bad, although most of the week I had a sore back because I had a back spasm on Tuesday, which I haven't had before, so a different kind of back problem, so that was kind of annoying because back was hurting most of the week. Been working on Daren's track, as he mentioned, contributing not just vocals this time, I'm also contributing music, which has been really amazing that he's liked the stuff I've been doing, so very happy about that, having a lot of fun. Been working on my module. This week I've been working on LFOs for the module, including a continuously variable multi-waveform type LFO. In fact, got something going on the scope over here, so if we just show you a preview of what we're talking about. So, everyone's seen an LFO before? Everyone's seen a sine wave before. So I decided to do the old variable waveform in between the sine waves. So we're going through to a triangle. So alright, we're off to a triangle now. And then it goes from a triangle into this weird looking, what's this? That's a hexagon, I think. I haven't decided what I want to call that. But that is actually a cross between a triangle wave and a square wave. So that was interesting. So we get to our square wave, which is, oh, and now we've got this weird thing here. What's this? It's kind of double humps. And in fact, if you look at it a certain way, it seems a bit rude. But anyway, let's move on. I guess you call that a double sine, I'm calling that. And then this goes into something a bit interesting, which is, what the heck is, well, that's a saw wave. But what's this? Yeah, so a bit of invention going on in terms of modulation shapes, and then we're off to our saw wave, and then we're turning to, what is this? This is called, I call this a shark tooth. It's kind of a really spiky triangle wave, with just sort of a weird little hump in the middle that's sort of slightly exponential instead of linear, and at the end obviously we come back to our sine wave again. So that's what I've been working on this week for my module, and apart from that, just cruising along, doing the do.
Awesome.
Nothing bought this week, so yeah,
Fantastic.
that's my week.
What a brilliant week. Let us know in chat how your week's been. Has it been awesome? Has it been something else? Let us know. Also, let us know in chat if you're new here. Be nice to, put a name in the chat if you haven't, or if you're a lurker, long-time lurker, even chuck your name in, say hi, say where you're from. I'm just having a quick look on eBay and looking at how many people are watching the show. It's such a huge show. It's brilliant. Sarcasm over. Okay, we will keep going. We'll keep rocking. Okie dokies. Synth quiz time, I think. What do you reckon, guys? I reckon we'll do synth quiz. Oh, indeed. Synth quiz time it is. And we're going to start off the synth quiz this week with, I think, probably one that you guys should get. Probably should get.
Yeah, right. Here we go.
Yeah. Maybe you might get it within the second clue. Maybe you might get it on the third clue. Maybe you might get it on the first clue. Here's the first clue. We're going on a time trip. Right. Enough of the stupidity. There we go. Synth quiz has started. Put your guesses in, synth quiz and the guess. You can do it anytime you like. Throw your synths.
Can I do a verbal guess because I can't type?
You can?
Yeah, of course you can.
V-synth. Roland V-synth.
Okay. Yours has been submitted already. Okie dokies. Fantastic. Right. Well, we shall cook on with the show. We've got funny side to do and a whole bunch of other segments. Let's get started. Starting with this one. This is when you get caught making the synth face. Probably not so clear. If you zoom in a little bit, she's definitely doing a synth face.
Oh yes. Pursed lips. Yes.
Synth face is there. Indeed.
Excellent.
Indeed. Let's keep going. Jesus is showing me the synth memes from my phone and explaining me why I can't go to heaven.
Well,
dearie
if the
me.
meme is good enough, you can. Right? So
It's all smiles, isn't it? Even if it's bad news. Here we go. I can quit any time I want.
Yeah, right.
Bit of a Moog habit, that one. Anyway, I don't know what the ashtray's doing there.
No.
Yeah, kind of confused about the ashtray.
Yeah, I
thought
think
this
someone
was a synth
failed to clean up the image before they
Yeah,
composited it.
what the hell? Anyway,
could've-
before I win the lottery, above, after I win the lottery.
Yeah, I'm up for that.
I mean, we've got priorities, guys.
Isn't that what that's
Absolutely.
what sheds are for, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what
I'd rather have a door than a gate, though. Full down gate.
All right, we've released the hounds. There's the poll has started in the chat room. It is, type it this way, ! Vote, then a space, and then 0 for the synth face. Everyone do a synth face. 1 for memes with Jesus. 2 is I can quit anytime. And 3 is if you win lotto, winners. Yep.
I'm sure.
Type it in. In fact, while you guys are typing in, do the synth face while you're typing it in. Type.
Already done it several times.
I think it's got to be a synth face, actually.
Well, you'd think
Oh,
that.
no, that was 0. I voted
there
for
is
the
the
wrong
other-
thing
You'd
again.
think that, Ian.
And I voted for the wrong
could
thing
do-
anyway. I voted for Jesus.
The other synth face is the one where you're actually crying. So I'm not.
You voted for Jesus. That sounds like a classic saying there.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah. Jesus gets my vote.
I went down to the polling booth and I voted for Jesus.
Jesus, there's no need to swear. No, I meant that's who I voted for.
Yeah.
Sorry if I've offended anyone.
Darren, he might have
Opinions
wept.
of the guests.
He might have wept. I think he did.
Yeah.
hey, I gave a ride to a Housse the other day. So there you go.
Jesus.
Jesus. Yeah.
Oh, I think I've done an Ian there. I pressed the wrong one and voted.
Yeah.
If Jeremy Clarkson was here, he'd be voting for the baby Jesus. That's what he'd be voting for.
Yes, I remember.
All right, I think we can end the quiz.
Some
The quiz,
say.
not the quiz. The meme. What do you call it? Poll. That's the word. I'm going slowly insane. Here we go. Ending it. I think we've got a winner, and the answer is we've got a winner. So if you
Yeah,
win,
which one? Yeah.
winning lotto. If you guys are wondering what it looked like, that's what it looked like.
Yeah.
I think
It wasn't
everyone's
Jesus then.
everyone has priorities. They have dreams, and that really hit the nail on the head. If you don't believe polls are true, see, we were talking about voting before. Well, polls, opinion polls. There you go. There's one right there. I'm going to leave that alone.
Yeah.
Anyway, we should keep going. Got some news. Well, it was a bit interestingly glitchy, wasn't it? There we go. This product is a bit ridiculous. It is indeed. It is a bit ridiculous. That's what it's called. If you haven't known or seen what this is, the title of the stream may give it a hint. Be more like Vangelis, or be like Vangelis, if you want to, or Vangelis, depending on how your pronunciation police are going to go today. Let's talk about this.
Or Frank Ellis.
Yeah.
Yeah, Frank Ellis. That's
Good
the
old
one.
Frank. Anyway, what is this thing everyone is asking? What is it? It is a open source project, which was a group of people who basically fell in love with the album Direct from Vangelis. You might remember the album Direct. And he had this thing called a Zyklus MPS-1 that is basically a MIDI creation sort of device. That's probably the best way of correct MIDI creation device. And they used it to control, or he used it to control a lot of synthesizers and patches and things like that. And there was two creators of this device. So Vangelis obviously went out and told people, I want a machine to do this. And there was a guy called Pete Kellick and another guy called Bill Marshall who created this device for Vangelis. Anyway, they have been contacted a few years ago, and they actually were quite gracious in allowing these guys the schematics and the software to create a clone of the original Zyklus MPS-1. And there's now a GitHub that allow you to create your own machine. You'll be able to source your own parts, and you'll also be able to make your own, top and box and stuff like that. Everything's there. It is actually based on a Z80 computer, Chris. I thought you'd like that.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Love it.
My first Z80 was a BBC Micro. That was my first Z80.
That was a big, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I did 81.
I had a chance to either have a Trash 80, a TRS 80 from Tandy's, or a BBC Micro, and I just thought there was something cute about the BBC Micro. It had a little bee on it, the bumblebee.
Put them in schools over here.
Better choice, Rants.
Yeah, I thought it was cute. Anyway,
On the TRS 80, it was monochrome, and I think the other one was color anyway, color screen. So
yeah. Anyway, back in the 80s, that was, kiddies. But anyway, this thing is based on the Z80, or Z80 if you're from Andy's part of the world. There's also a whole bunch of files in this GitHub. Now, I'll share the link to the GitHub in a second. Actually, might as well share it now because put you guys out of your misery. I'll share the link to the GitHub now in the chat. It's in the YouTube chat right now. You guys can go check it out. I'm going to load it on my screen and have a bit of a look-see. There it is there. Yeah, so there's a team of guys, Paul McMurray, Marcel Donnet, David Purble, and Panu Talis are the team that are behind the creation of the Zyklus. And there's a whole bunch of stuff in the repository. You can get a build of materials. There's PC and panel design files, case parts, aluminium dials, resource links, firmware, and a whole bunch of other information about the project and links to videos and things like that. Now, one of the things I'll mention too is there is actually a blog called zyklus-mps.com, and there's also a Discord server, so you can find the links to all the stuff on the GitHub, so you don't need to worry about it. Definitely worth checking out some older videos. There was a video posted in 2011 about the Direct album and how it used the tracks, and Vangelis and stuff like that, and how it used the Zyklus system. And yeah, I just think it's cool that we're now getting to play with. I mean, yeah, we got to get someone to build it for us. But someone like Chris will be capable of building it for you if you ask him nicely. Someone who's able to build one of these, and you'll be able to play your synths like Vangelis did. Now, the whole point behind it is Vangelis admitted to everybody that he was never formally trained in music and piano playing. He taught himself.
Wow.
And one of the things that he said is that I found it easier when I was able to layer my keyboards and layer the sounds and have buttons that I could press with foot pedals or buttons or whatever when I wanted to change a sound. And then all I had to do was just memorize what that foot pedal or that button was in a performance, and it sounded like I had a whole orchestra with me. And it basically got to sit behind on a chair behind a keyboard and literally just play the keyboard in front of him. And he, in a way, he didn't really even need to have multi-tiered keyboards and all sort of stuff. And you might think to yourself, well, isn't Vangelis famous for the Yamaha CS80? Well, yeah, he is. He is definitely famous for the CS80, but like everybody in the 80s who had analog synths, they quickly got frustrated with the fact that you couldn't save patches on them. I mean, technically you could save patches on the CS80, but we won't go there. But there was tuning issues, there was all sorts of stuff, and in the digital age, he was licking his lips, and especially when MIDI came around, it was his favorite thing. He was a big proponent of the, what do you call it, the JV sound cards and cartridges and things like that. So he had a lot of racks with JV or 5080s, 1080s, things like that. So if you listen to a lot of his late 80s, 90s albums, you'll probably hear a lot of the Roland sounds on his stuff. As he started diverging away from the analog stuff. I mean, obviously that we all traditionally love some of his earlier, like Spiral and The Unknown Man, and some of those really, really earlier tracks that we love. And one of my favorite albums is there's a track on there called Multi-Track Suggestion. It's one of my favorite tracks that Vangelis did, because it's got a guy who's sung it in the studio, and every single lyric is basically either an acronym or a name from a synthesizer. It's cool. Literally, it's so nerdy, it's so synth nerdy, it's not funny. It's brilliant. So guys, have you guys heard of this? Anyone? There's no video to show, by the way. But yeah, anyone heard of this? Anyone heard of the Zyklus, the original? No. I'll see if I can dig up a photo of it while we're talking.
One of my favorite.
There's a guy on Gearspace. He has an avatar for the Zyklus, and his name on Gearspace is Zyklus user or something like that. And so he's one of the few guys I've known to actually own one, an original one, but you don't see him very much. It's kind of like the old Hotsbox, the Jimmy Hotsbox. You ever see one of those?
Keep talking.
HOTZ. Yeah, it's kind of like that. Production station and all that. But cool stuff, though. It's cool that they recreated it.
I'm gonna add an image. I'm just trying to make sure it's not WebP. WebP. It's not WebP. This one's fine. I'm gonna chuck it into the show in about 3 seconds. You guys can do a countdown if you want.
1, 2.
There it is.
3.
There.
There we go.
So that's the original. I believe that's the original Zyklus, the MPS. Yeah, there you go. I think I've got the right one, if I remember. So yeah, pretty cool looking thing. And all that stuff is all. I love how it's got the the 808 style buttons on it. Just makes it so. Yeah,
I've got a few.
Is this like 5 or 10 years before he made that super system in his studio?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, so I kind of feel like this, this is a cool project, and if it tickles your fancy, if you kind of feel like, I wouldn't mind dabbling in the older art of MIDI, this is right up your alley. I think there's I can't remember if they're using a Raspberry Pi or some other form of controller behind this thing. I didn't get that far into looking into it. Chris probably will be all over it in the next couple of days, I'm sure. If he's not too busy.
I just opened the bill of materials. I don't know if that's the bill of materials of the final version or whether it's part of their steps in getting there, but it was all genuine 7.4 series chips and Z80s and all the accompanying chips that go with the Z80s, because the Z80 had all the peripheral chips that came after it that gave you access to more ports and gave you access to more memory and gave you access to other things and DACs and all that kind of stuff. So it was very much a family of chips that go with the Z80, not just the Z80 processor itself.
Yeah,
It seems to have all of them. So
like a lot of stuff
full
in
computer.
the day, Chris. They, I mean, even look if you go down Commodore's sort of evolution, when they made their computers, they made, they were taught you've got not a lot of processing power, and you don't have a lot of memory because memory is expensive. This is back in the day. So then what they did is they made other chips to take duties off of the actual main CPU. So you had a sound chip, you had a graphics chip, you had, other duties taking off. And that sung us all the way through into the 90s, really, when you think about it. Probably even early 2000s. That whole sort of idea,
It kind of went in roundabouts.
Yeah, there are a lot of
Because
arcade video games that use Z80 chips in them.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's good 20 to 25 years of history of the Z80 that it went through in different forms. But yeah, at the end of that era, it was all about trying to get more stuff on one chip, and we went through that for 10 years, and now it flipped back around about 15, 20 years ago to individual. So imagine all these old guys going, "I told you should have had a separate graphics module." And now they all have separate graphics modules. But I mean, they listen to me.
Well, I remember years ago, there was a time where I was trying to convince people in my industry, IT, that when you install an operating system, especially if it's Windows, I used to come from the world of Unix. That was where I first, technically, from my work, that's where I first learnt about computers officially. But prior to that, as a child, I had Commodores, but officially, my formal training was in Unix. Professionally, yeah. So, when I learnt about how to set up Unix partitions and things like that, you never ever did it on a single disk. You would set up partitions, and you would you'd have a swap partition for memory and all this sort of stuff. Anyway, so you learnt to do things that way, and there was very, very good sound reasons for it. And it was the way memory worked and computers worked and handled file accesses and reads and stuff. So when it came to the days of Windows, early days of Windows, I was teaching people you should even, I think it was even the 2000s, put the operating system itself on a separate partition to all the other stuff. Don't just chuck everything on the one drive, because you'll thank me later. And then you'd get people saying, no, you just chuck it on there. What are you talking about? It's just
until they lost their first one, and they come back crying to you and saying, I put it on. How can I stop this from happening? By doing what I told you to the very first time.
And
separate drives always.
That ideology has come from hardware. So that ideology of saving your files into separate drives is the same theory as why they had separate chips. It's purely to do performance. Yeah, it's a performance enhancing thing.
It also happens to be good for serviceability when things like chips failing was actually quite common.
Yeah.
I mean, the idea that you would replace your CPU back then was actually quite normal, like replacing it with the same.
Yep.
A fixed version.
Just drop it in. Yeah.
Just drop it in. It's like, whereas nowadays it'd be like, what, you upgrade your CPU, you don't replace it. Why would you buy the same CPU to put in? And they don't fail by themselves. So
yeah.
Gone are those days, yeah.
Well, the other thing too is in the Unix days, if something became corrupt in your kernel or something like that, you'd be able to dump the whole operating system in, and all the configuration stuff was on a different drive. So you'd be able to reboot your machine. You'd be able to reboot your, in our case, it was servers, and it would reload the operating system, and it would have everything already there, ready to rock and roll. So it was kind of a clever way of doing things. And when you look at Z80, that was kind of how they did things, because they just didn't have the actual brains, didn't have the resources to be able to handle it on board. So yeah, you're probably right, Chris. It's probably got a bunch of other stuff on this that yeah
seems that way. Yeah. As I said, I haven't looked very far into it.
But these things,
I don't think the code, shall we say, is available unless you're prepared to disassemble the Z80 assembler.
Okay.
binary.
The-
Looks
it
like
does-
the ROMs are there, and
It
that's
does
what's
talk
been
about
provided.
firmware somewhere. Is it just ROM? Is it?
I believe it's just a ROM. But as I said, I'm only just seen this today, so
Oh, okay. Yes, a pre-built EPROM binary file. Okay, so we can't look at the source code yet. Fair
not
enough.
yet.
I mean, it
Just
might be.
reverse engineers it.
It might be because the guys who provided it are saying, "Well, this is."
And
is
they
all
may
we're-
not want, and they may not give permission for us to reverse engineer it. That might be
Yeah.
completely not what they're into. So
Yep.
I'm not suggesting you do anything behind anyone's back. Put it that way.
But even saying that, there's an opportunity now for an emulation to be done. You know, technically, so you may not actually even need the hardware here. You could probably do up a virtual interface in software that could do the similar thing. So that might be an option for people as well. If you just, because you don't have access to the software, the firmware, you may not be able to do that as easy as possible. But because this thing is built on MIDI, maybe you could just run a MIDI monitor behind it and look at the sysx messages.
Exactly. It could be an inspiration for a new project based upon this person's work, these people's work. So that's a cool thing.
Yeah.
By the way, what's that round disc in the left? Is that like a trackball?
That's a jog wheel. It's a data wheel. So that obviously is missing off the image.
So it's a shadow, and I thought it
It's
was
a shadow.
sunken into the unit, but it's actually a shadow behind the unit.
Yeah, it's like the chassis
Gotcha.
is missing the data wheel. I don't know why. It's just a photo I've got. But
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Like, there's no wheel there. Oh, it's meant to have a wheel.
it's meant to have a wheel. If you look at that
Oh.
original one that they made, this one, it had the data wheel.
Oh
on
yeah, I
it.
get it. Yep.
Yep.
Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, no worries.
Mystery solved.
Yeah. Anyway, so is it a ridiculous project, people?
Ha 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 ha. I can hear the tumbleweed runs.
Yeah, I can too. I do have that sound.
Yeah, there we go. It's a cricket.
I've got papers in the way, like receipts and stuff. I don't clean my desk. Okay. Well, we'll move on to something that you might find more interesting. I found that interesting, and this thing.
No, it's interesting.
This thing that I'm about to show is less interesting for me, but probably more interesting for you. And I don't know why the image is not showing. Is it because it's a friggin'...
WebP.
Is it? No, I just needed to refresh it. There we go. Now, this is a bit of a second suck of the salve, isn't it? A bit of a second suck of the salve. Why don't we do that? It's a bit of a second suck of the salve. I know Andy likes it when I do that. But it's actually officially released now, and there is a video out, and I haven't actually watched it, so I'm going to be sharing that experience with you guys at the same
It's not
time.
too bad.
It could be a complete train wreck. I hope there isn't any new water on here or something.
Oh, be warned there, maybe.
Let's hope there's not copyright striking going to happen on here. All right, let's chuck it up here and we'll watch the video together. Here is the Behringer BMX. Yes, you can get on your bike. Here we go.
So 1982 was a monumental year for electronic music culture. It was the year that two pioneering EEPROM drum machines went head to head in the most epic battle that ended up changing the face of popular music. And last year we revived one of those classic titans, and now the other one is ready for liftoff.
Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Wow. Okay.
Wow, lifting off into space can be pretty fun, but it can't beat the pure satisfaction you get from playing a vintage 1980s drum machine, which for most of us mere mortals was always going to be a difficult thing to do with the astronomical prices of vintage units. And that's precisely why Uli started this journey of reviving these cherished long-lost classics, first with the RD8, then the RD9, the RD6, the RD78, and last year's big release, the LM Drum. And now to top up this nostalgia-inducing collection, the hotly anticipated BMX has arrived.
Where's my gold chains?
All right, I think I'll stop it there. You guys can watch the remaining 7 minutes and 40 seconds or whatever it is that's left on that video. Yeah. Do we really need it? Is the Lindrum one capable of doing what this is capable? Is there things on this that's different to the Lindrum? The answer is yes, there is. There's little bits and pieces on here that are different. So that will make it different for people. Maybe different enough, I feel. Different enough for people. And the other thing too is I reckon it'll probably be about the same price. The couple of the articles that I read during the week, they're pricing at around $459 US. So that's the MSRP. So the street price may be a little bit less. I think that would translate, Chris, if we were to buy it in Australia, I think it would just sneak under 800 Aussie. That would probably be what I would guess.
How much the LM1?
Yeah, it's 349 here in the UK.
There you go. Yeah, so double the pounds usually are spot on for the Aussie.
7, 9.
Yeah. Thoughts?
Did they model the lo-fi circuitry? Or is it just a regular sampler playback thing?
Nope. They modelled 8 8-bit DACs and filters.
Okay.
They modelled the filters. Now, whether they're faithful modelings is always the question, isn't it? How accurately have they been modelled? Someone's going to have to do the comparison. I'm sure there'll be a YouTube video come up eventually, and someone hopefully will do the YouTube video where they compare the LM Drum and the BMX to see whether there's any overlap there.
Yeah.
Because that's going to be one of the questions. That's, for example, my question, which is, lovely as this is and nostalgic as I am about it, do I want another drum machine? Because it's the same size, it's going to take up the same amount of space, and it's going to get a bit crazy.
Yeah,
too many
and you can put
so,
DMX sounds on the LM Drum as well.
They're already there. That's
Yeah.
like a kit ready to go. So
Exactly.
and I played with them, and I was quite happy to hear those sounds again. And
Some of the
didn't
performance
trigger any, oh, that's not right.
Some of the
type
performance
vibes.
functionality is a little different. So
Yeah.
there's some of the what do you call it? When you play your track,
The workflow.
the performance stuff is slightly different. It's obviously it's modeled after the DMX, so they have some of the features that was on that, and obviously the Lindrum one has the features that were on the Lindrum original. So
Yeah.
but obviously
Different.
they both share the same. I think the same brain would be a good name. I think
Yes.
the same.
Slightly different
Also,
software.
the experience is different too. They don't have the clacky pads; they have the soft pads. I played
same
Michael
thing.
Bodeker's DMX at Synthplex, and it's very clacky.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, clackety clack, absolutely, yeah. What I don't know. I kind of don't get it. I mean, Tom's around still. He's getting quite senior now. Behringer have made quite a few Oberheim clone products now. They've made a big synth, and they've made the two voice. They've made this, so and I think there's a small Volca or Bolca type product that they've made that's Oberheim based. So there's quite a few now that Behringer have made. So you could get really Oberheimish without the dollar spend. I don't know how close you're going to get to it though. Depends, if you want to play a flock of seagulls on this.
Yeah.
Or,
Need the haircut though, don't you?
Yeah,
to do
you need the haircut, or a bit of a Blue Monday thing. Bit
Yeah.
of Blue Monday. I bet everyone's going to
Yeah,
do
I'm
Blue
kind
Monday.
of
on this.
over that.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
it's kind of like
I mean, I think the prices are, if you want one of this sort of thing, price is fine at $350. It's not for me. If I want those sounds, I can stick them in a Roland TR-8S.
yeah, you can.
That's exactly the thing. I think you're not going to pick up everyone who wants an Oberheim DMX sound to buy this, because people can just get the samples and it's pretty
That's
good.
right.
It is pretty good, yeah. I think
Yeah.
I've already got them in, actually.
I've got them on my MPC.
Yeah, exactly, and that's good heritage too, because a lot of these
Probably on my
machines
MPC then as well.
kind of were resampled by MPCs, and that's what led to them become sort of moving into a different generation.
Yeah.
They kind of went
Yeah,
forward
Contact
through
comes with the
MPC.
Lindrum sample library and DMX and all the classics. So.
Yeah. And there's quite a few VSTs, even some free ones out there that do the DMX, virtual DMX machines, and they do a really good job of it too. Even to the point where some of them, the paid ones, have emulated the analog filters and quite well. So there's that.
It's not like it's the only source of authenticity.
Yeah. I think the point why we're just listing all that is, I think what we're trying to say is that it's not going to fly off the shelf as much as probably they would like it to, because of all of those alternative pressures that are out there already. And it really kind of will squeeze in more to the real DMX fanboy who's on a really small budget and knows that, look, I can't afford to buy a second-hand DMX. They're possibly fraught with servicing issues. There's a few reasons why.
True.
This is going to tick the box, therefore it's an insta-buy for them. So that's really probably one of their main customers there. What do you guys think in chat? Is this something that, I know a lot of us love the DMX, right? There's no doubt about it. There's some people that don't, but I think there's a majority of people that do. Would this really be something that you'd buy? Would you consider it? Because no one's really done a proper for a while anyway, no one's done a proper clone of a DMX. This is not really a clone, really. This is more a retake on it, I guess is probably a better word. Yeah, chat's lagging behind, I think. Not sure.
I mean, I was more interested when the
It's the
Lindrum
second
came out.
stuck in the sab, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting that this was released, pretty much a year after the LM drum. Now, I wonder what would have happened if they were released at the same time, which is kind of what I thought they were going to do. Because it would have been, for me, oh no, which one do I go for? But one of them would have definitely got a sale. And I imagine a lot of people, it would have been one or the other. Don't know how many people would have bought both of them at the same time.
Yeah.
So Wags is saying he'll grab one of these. The
Didn't say why, he just said he likes the LM drum.
The electronic
one of these.
composer says I can pass on this. Azio Head or Bert saying, yeah, it's not my thing. Probes are saying I think it's cool that they've done it. I'm with Probes as well. I think it is cool that they've done it.
I think it's cool that they've done it. Yeah.
Matt Brown's not interested at all in Behringer. That's fair enough, Matty. No one's judging anyone here. Yeah. So it's cool. It's cool. I think they've done a good job. They've actually sat on it for a long time too. Yeah. So I knew that they told us that they were making this a while ago. So, it has probably gone through quite a lot of beta testing and R&D. So I would envisage that, like most Behringer products, it'll probably have a few teething issues when it gets released to the public. But
that's
it'll be pretty there.
I'm going to be watching with interest. To see reviews and stuff like that come out and comparisons and stuff with the LM drum, because it might be like, oh no, this is the one I should have got.
Well, personally, I feel, because I'm an MPC guy, that the LM drum is probably more going to be my roots for knowing how sequences and drum machines work, because it's, if the MPCs are based on Lynn's, Roger Lynn's topology. So logically, that would be silly if I didn't get that instead of this. However, I absolutely love just about every song that had the DMX in it. I just really did. I loved it. There was something about it that just really, I don't know, bled 80s, didn't it? But you didn't know it at the time. It just
you can't. It was the unrecognizable drum machine that you wished you had. It took many, and you saw it many times in magazines. You still couldn't recognize it as being the source of those sounds. It sort of all happened very late when we found out. Oh, that's what those drums were.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought they were kind of Linn drum, but not.
You found out in the 90s.
Yeah.
And don't forget, the 909 came out a lot later, right? And so that was really your big, techno drum machine that really took off. And I actually remember at the time people were saying, "Oh, the 909, this shit's all over the DMX," and I'm like, "What's the DMX?" And that was in the 90s, right? So that was kind of my learning about it back then. But I do remember reading an article that Stephen, what's his name, the drummer from New Order, Stephen something. His name's Stephen anyway.
Steve,
Steve. And I don't call him Steve.
My
mate Steve,
So obviously he liked Bernard was the real synthy sequency sort of guy. He was fully into it.
Right.
Absolute Giorgio Moroder, fanboy. And so he brought the gear in, but Stephen Morris, that's his name. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
He
Dana.
He learnt to play drums. He was always playing drums, obviously, from the Joy Division days, right? But he learnt to play drums with the drum machine. And I don't know if you know this. I think I mentioned this on the show before, but anyone who's a drummer, Chris, you can attest to this. Playing drums with a drum machine is not as easy as you think.
It's really hard.
Yeah.
Really hard.
Because humans do swing and they, they like to play back a bit.
You have to change.
Speed up.
Yeah, you have to change your style to suit the pattern that's been programmed. You have to explore a bit more.
Yep.
Find out what works with it.
So what he had is he had a foot switch. Near his drum kit, he had a foot switch, and that foot switch was directly linked to the DMX that was able to pause it and play it. And it was one of the features of, I believe, I don't know if it was modified or was one of the features within the firmware of the original. I'm not sure. Someone can attest to that. But that was how he was able to control that sort of swing sound and then go back to that real sort of tight drum machine computerized sound that everyone knows. So yeah, interesting way of doing it. I don't know, I kind of wouldn't mind checking one of these out.
Yeah, I think you should. And it's one of those cases where I think if you do hear a demo of these sounds through this unit and you hear a demo of the similar sounds through the LM drum, and if you can hear a difference, this is probably a better choice for you.
Yeah,
given what you said about how the sonic character of those sounds might be kind of quite special to you. So
they're both
authenticity may be important.
I mean, they talk about 8 and 12-bit here. I mean, technically, it's 12-bit, right? But I don't know.
12-bit DACs, 8-bit
samples,
sample memory.
Yeah. So, and the Linn drum is also 12-bit, isn't it, from memory?
It's 8-bit for the LM1, yes, and the Linn drum, which is the second one, they're 12-bit if I recall.
Okay,
definitely the Linn 9000
so it'll be 12-bit DACs again for that.
Yeah.
So kind of similar topology, really, when you think about it.
They are, but yeah. Filters were different though. I think drum filters, different filter to the.
Well, these would have the Obi filters in them, right? So that's the theory.
Yes.
They've already made the Obi synths, so that's the theory there. And I don't know, people may prefer the sound of that because the filters do make something sound better or worse depending on how you look at it.
It's when we talk about filtering as well here, we're not talking about like a variable filter. It's just the actual preset filter on the output stage of each drum. It's like it does move depending on the design. It can move when you repitch. Sometimes the filter moves, sometimes it doesn't, and that's one of the characters of each machine. But in this case, we're talking about literally, it's kind of the output stage of each drum output.
Yeah, it's like the S2400. When they made that, they had fixed filters for all that kind of stuff, and then obviously resonant filters for the tonal stuff. So
yeah, and you do have the effects filter section on this too, which Ian's blocking. Ian,
moving out the way.
Get out.
Yeah,
what are you
sorry.
blocking?
That's why.
What am I
I
like?
wanted to make it clear that we're talking about two
ruining
different
it for
types
everyone.
of filters here.
Let's put Ian back.
Ah, thank you.
Actually,
Getting lonely.
instead of doing that, why don't we just do this? We don't really need to look at that anymore. Anyway, I mean that's really all I've got for you guys news-wise, because I felt like there's some Eurorack. Really get enough time to research. I might see if I can research it during next week if I get more time. But God, I don't want to make promises at the moment. Life is crazy hectic for me here. But yeah, if anyone wants us to chuck another product up and discuss it, I'm more than happy to do that, because we actually have a little bit of time to spare. And while you're thinking about that, maybe I can go on to the second clue of the quiz. Why did I whistle when I said that?
You're whistling. As long as you don't do it when you're snoring.
Starting to get old. Here we go. Second clue of the quiz is the structure. The structure is going to be the structure. Isn't it a great one? Did I typo that? Did I? Probably. Anyway, there's a second clue, and I think we could probably do Price Watch. What do you think, guys?
Yay.
This week, no scams. I know the little graphic there says scams, but yeah, I think it's more just interesting stuff this week. So the Elka Sidekick 32, which is actually an analog drum machine that Elka made, like a rack mounty type thing. This is pretty cool. I'll get the this is all the stuff's on eBay this week too. I'm pretty sure most of it lately has been on eBay, to be honest. Anyway, let's get that across. And while I'm at it, I can paste a link into the chat, and we can go into multi-stream and tell people on Twitch the same link, if that's going to let me. Yay! So there's the first eBay link. So this is the Elka Sidekick, the 32. It's a pretty cool looking thing. I don't know if you guys agree or disagree. 900 euros, don't know whether that's worth it or not, but let's have a look at this button here. It should get us, yep, it does. And we can have a look at the live eBay listing. We always like to look at the gallery anyway and zoom in on things. There you go.
Quite attractive.
It's interesting.
A rack mount thing or a the organ topper. I'm not sure what it is that way.
I'd say it's an organ topper.
But you can see across there you got the the TR8 style buttons, TR808 style buttons.
Yeah.
You got waltz and swing and samba and all those sort of march and all those things, rock, bossa nova. So there's that, and you've got some ampy stuff there. Yeah. How does it sound? I don't know. Serial number 905 for those playing along at home. That's pretty cool. So yeah, Elka Sidekick.
That case looks like it's fitted to it, so maybe it's not an organ topper.
Yeah, it might be just a thing that you chuck on top of the speaker or something, Ian.
Yeah,
A roadie style.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. I don't know if it's worth $900. Don't ask me. I have no knowledge about this product at all. This next one, though, may be worth the spend. And the reason why I say it may
Hey,
be
Ranzee,
worth
I'm going to switch to my computer real quick. I'll be right back.
All right, buddy. Is because this is an Omni 2. Now, they say the Omni 2... Actually, we had the ARP guy and the ARP people in the chat room before, didn't we?
Yeah.
Pretty sure we did.
Tina was there. She was going off to make coffee, but
Dean's there? Oh, nice.
She's back.
Fantastic.
She's back.
Well,
back, yeah.
maybe she can tell us a little bit about the ARP Omni 2. From what I remember, I'm pretty sure the ARP Omni 2 was the more sought after one compared to the Omni for various reasons. Yeah. Anyway, there's one for $2,600 US if you're interested in that, and we can go across to the live eBay auction and check it out. I've always liked the Omni. I've always liked the sound of the Omni. Absolute massive ARP fan. You guys know this about me. Anything ARP ever did, I'm all over it. All over it. But this is kind of like a string synth, and also it has the small controls that you've got, with the your ensemble, which is like a standard sort of chorus sort of system. But yeah, great, beautiful sounding thing. Personally, I would love one of these. Personally,
It's in really good condition.
Oh, check out the purple.
have they? They've done a retrofit on the sliders, haven't they? They have definitely done a retrofit on those sliders. That is cool. I actually need to see what they say in the listing. Yeah, that's lovely. That is lovely.
It's quite a nice condition.
Yeah, it is. I mean, if someone has looked after it, there's a stack of photos of the case here, so we don't really need to look at that. But if someone has looked after it, we, definitely should be checking it out. Let's see what it says.
I don't trust it. It doesn't have the green check marks in the listing. So
Oh, it's got the MIDI. Okay, this has got the MIDI retrofit. They're saying it's been serviced, a whole bunch of stuff.
the Kenton MIDI. Which MIDI is it?
Okay, so it's got the Synth Chaser MIDI adapter, and it's got the Synth Chaser Precision LED slider upgrade, with all the 15 old original sliders have been replaced with new, smooth, high precision LED illuminated sliders. Purple, Daren, purple. And Darren's not even there to answer.
I don't know what to say. Purple, that's it. It's got to be a hit. You put purple on anything, and then it's a winner.
Look, you can't get any more purple than that, mate. Look at that. That is a thing of beauty. Look at that.
It is a thing of beauty.
You very rarely see purple LEDs as well.
Who was selling it is the question. It's sold by Synth Chaser. There you go. He does wonderful work. Cool. Fantastic. There you go.
It's
so
probably
that one's
worth it, isn't it?
I reckon it's probably a good
worth
price.
that.
2006.
Yeah.
2006 is a good price. I reckon. I would. This is in San Diego too. So, Andy, you were just down that way.
I was just there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Week and a half ago or so. Yeah, a week ago.
Could have picked up an Omni too, mate. I love it. And anytime I see ARP stuff coming across eBay, I do check it out, and if I do see it worthy enough, I will share it with you guys. Absolutely. Now, shall I give you guys the link to that? It's probably the next question. I did give you the link to the other one.
Print stuff. Awesome.
Let's give you the link. Let's go. There's the ARP Omni link in chat. You guys can go check that out later. There you go there. There's the link. Now, the next one we're going to look at is an MKS 80. Not only is this an MKS 80, but this is also an MPG 80 controller and an M64C. So yeah, interesting, absolutely interesting. This one. Yeah, auction's still live. $4,800 US for this one, if you're interested. And there's a couple of pictures on here. Let's head over and have a look at the pictures. Nice bit of rack mount gear, that. MPG 80. So the MPG 80, right, is basically a rack mount controller for the MKS 80. Okay, so if you guys wondering, is it another synth? No, it's just basically a controller. I actually think I've seen a guy with one of these, and what he's done, I'll just come back to us for a sec. So what he's done is he's got the MKS 80. You know how you can get those synth desks that have got the sort of sloped, we talked about them last week, they've got the sloped 19-inch rack spots. They're sort of like a 45-degree slopes. And then he's put this MPG 80 into the actual bottom part of the desk. And it's right next to the bit that goes up where the MKS 80 is. And it looks friggin' awesome. I have to see if I can dig a photo up of it. It is cool. Anyway, back to this.
I have one of those standalone angled racks on top of my rolling, you know, those like big carpet covered rolling rack units, 19-inch rack units. And I put one of those angled racks on top of that for the slanted view. It's very nice.
It's got the ears.
Yeah, it's got the ears. It's got the memory cartridge. I actually had a memory cartridge in my MK70 as well before I sold it. They're actually even getting harder to get, those things. Now, link to this one in chat coming up. There's too many windows I've got to click on to get it in there. There we go. So there's the MKS80. I don't know, is that 4,800 a good price, guys? I mean, you are getting a Jupiter 8. Technically, it's not exactly the same as a Jupiter 8. I believe the oscillators are slightly different in the MKS80. Talk to Kent if you're not sure about what I'm talking about, because Kent's all over it. He knows that they're slightly different for some reason. But the next one, Chris, you might be interested in, because you mentioned to me earlier that you want a Waldorf product. Well, the Kyra here is for sale.
Oh, yeah.
Do you guys remember the Kyra? So the Kyra is a project that Waldorf took over from a guy in the UK, I believe it was, who made this kind of massive voiced digital synth, and he could never ever finish it. So they took it over, they probably cut it back a little bit, fixed it as best as they could, and out she came. I mean, it kind of is like an access virus in a sense. It's kind of like an access virus. It's the guy that made it was probably making his own access virus in a way. Different again, but it was all FPGA, I believe, the way it was made.
Yeah, I never liked it that much. It was kind of I mean, I love digital stuff, right? But this is trying to be VA kind of, but more digital sounding, I think.
Yeah, so
I really dig it.
It was definitely, I believe it was definitely a modern virus, access virus. That's kind of what I...
Because virus can sound really nice. It doesn't always sound cold
yeah.
and digital. So.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, there's a Kyra there. I didn't think the price was too bad. So it's got a little case too. It's got a Thon case. These were really quite popular. You know, there's people even in the chat, I believe, have got one. So 2,000 US, I think, is reasonable for that. Does anyone know if that's overs or unders or about what you'd expect? Let us know in chat. Link.
Basically, when I tried it at NAMM when it came out, I liked it about as much as the Gaia 2 when it came out, or Gaia 1 or whatever. So the recent roll-in thing, the Gaia 2, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so there, I know there was some history with it, but I didn't want to get into it. But anyway, Valkyrie, that's what it was called, Valkyrie. I remember actually, I think it was Super Booth, wasn't it, where that guy talked about Valkyrie years ago, and that might have been where they met the Waldorf people. Anyway, yeah, I think he was kind of, you know, when you're just over it, you're doing something and you just think, oh, look, I can't face this anymore. I don't want to do anymore. I'm over it.
Yeah.
That's where he got with it. But he didn't want it to just,
Didn't want all the
disappear.
work to be for nothing. That's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he gave it to Waldorf to kind of tool up the production line to make them.
Yeah,
I
Wagyu
think
says
he had
it.
control over the.
Was it Wagyu or Steve Elbow said it was finished and then handed over to Waldorf for distribution. So, I mean, to me, it sounds a bit pricey, but never played one, so I don't know.
Well, it's another way of getting a digital synth, and these sort of products are very difficult to compete with VSTs, like especially if you've got Omnisphere and things like that. Very difficult to compete with.
And even competing with the virus, because you have the virus, VST now. So,
well, you do if you have a firmware, yeah.
Well, I mean, you know how that goes. I do, but
Yeah. Yep. Anyway, there's your price watch for the week, people. What would you get?
Well, it's got to be the app.
Yeah.
The Omni
With
2?
the purple. I
was
think
thinking for
so
a
too.
yeah.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. It's hard for me. I mean, I'm going to get a coin here. I'm going to get an Australian coin, and I'm going to flip it between the MKS 80 because I do love it when it's got the programmer with it.
The program.
Yeah.
And I also love an arm.
Yeah, but it hasn't got purple LEDs. And that's
All right, call it, guys.
true.
Heads or tails?
yeah, the
Heads.
Omni is cool.
What about lost?
Don't smash your
redo.
microphone.
It's the
See
queen.
that?
It's
Ah,
the queen.
heads.
It's the queen. It's
What does
heads.
that mean?
Heads.
What's that mean?
Like, what does it
Yeah,
mean?
decided on what was what.
It means
Yeah,
Omni.
you never told us, so you could say it's
Decided
anything,
whether
right?
it's tails.
It's the Omni.
It's
Omni.
rigged. It's rigged.
It's
Okay.
the Omni. Well, the Omni's cheaper anyway, isn't it? So, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it just looked really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, very nice.
So the Omni was $2,599 and the MKS 80 was $4,800. So I've just saved myself $2,000. Done pretty well with the old coin tossers then.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Good work. Yeah, so that is it. So we're going to do third clue on the quiz. On the synth quiz, third clue. Jump in, everybody, when you are ready, and bang, there's the third clue. This should pretty much give it away.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. For sure.
That's going to give it away, that one. Put your guesses into the chat, synth
Deal,
quiz.
great.
Yep. Official answer from Daren. While we're doing that, why don't we go to Ian's favourite segment?
Yay!
And bit of a D50 happening there.
Sounds a bit like a D50, doesn't it?
It's soundtrack from DF. It's an Eric Persing patch.
It is actually a D50 too. There we go.
On this day. Right, on this day, in 1940, the animation film Pinocchio came out. Had its world premiere, one of Disney's most loved films. The soundtrack, which was first issued as a collection of 78s, was 3 songs. Anybody have a guess at which 3 songs from Pinocchio?
Whistle what? No, that's.
Yep. Give a Little Whistle is one of them.
No.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
Some whistle.
Give a Little Whistle is yeah. I've Got No Strings is the other one. And When You Wish Upon a Star, which became Disney's.
Oh, this is the
theme,
non-adults version. Okay, sorry.
The non-adult version. What? There's an adult version of it? Really?
Yeah.
When he's not, no, we won't go. The fact his nose gets longer and where it goes. Right, jump into 1959.
face while you tell me lies.
No,
No, sorry.
No, we're not having that. It's a clean show. 1959. Bless him, Buddy Holly was laid to rest in his hometown of Lubbock,
Well, it is
Texas.
Bloody Holly 'cause he
Tombstone.
crashed, so yeah.
He did crash. Oh, yeah. Oh. His tombstone includes the original spelling of his name, which was with an E, not misspelled, as some of the stuff out there on the internet says. And there's a carving of a Fender guitar with him as well. Okay, he was 22 years old. And what a talent, you know. I mean, I think first bands I ever played with, we played Buddy Holly songs. That'll be the day and stuff like that, you know. And what would he
Yeah, I
have?
love
What would he
Buddy
have
Holly
achieved if he'd have continued, you know? But yeah. Then we jump to
Watch the
1960.
movie with Gary Busey in it. Have you seen the Gary
Walker.
Busey
Yeah, it's
movie?
really
done by
actually I've
Holly?
seen it. It's really
Very
good.
good.
And it's
Yeah.
a really good
I saw it in the theater
performance.
when I was a kid.
Yeah. Jump to 1960. Born today, Steve Bronski from Bronski Beat. And we all know that Bronski Beat, synth pop band with Jimmy Somerville and Larry Steinbecker
Right.
on keyboards. Now the instruments that they played, or that Steve Bronski played, Yamaha DX7, Memory Moog, Roland MC202. I think I had an MC202.
Which is the
Back in the day.
SH101
101
Yeah.
box.
Yeah.
box.
Yeah, the micro composer. Yeah, in a box. Yeah. Is it it's the 4-channel one, isn't it?
Mm.
Yeah, I had one of them.
I heard it didn't
did
sound
my
as good,
first-
though, right? Wasn't there a deficiency in it? Wasn't it not as good as a 101? Or was it build
I
quality?
don't
Something
know.
was wrong with it.
Yeah. I mean, you had to load it every time with a floppy disk and all that sort of.
What was wrong with it,
Apart from
Andy,
that,
is you couldn't program it as well as you could program an SH101. That was what's wrong.
Okay,
With
yeah.
it. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
missing a whole bunch of features.
Yeah. He also used Pro 1, Lindrum, and the Synclavier 2. And later on, apparently, he really liked the DX100, which I did own, but, it's a throw it around your neck sort of thing, isn't it? DX100. Also, born this day, David Bryant, keyboard player for Bon Jovi, and who doesn't love a Bon Jovi song? But also, he had a career he wrote a successful Broadway musical, used the Memory Moog on Living in a Prayer, Roland Juno 60, my favourite Korg synth, the Korg Poly 6. Yeah, that's it. And the ARP Selena String Ensemble. So, yay! Then we jump to 1964. The British invasion landed in America with the Beatles. 5,000 fans turned up at New York City airport to see him. And then two nights later, the Beatlemania really hit America. Their performance on the Ed Sullivan Show was watched by, amazingly, 73 million people. You know?
Yeah, I remember
So
that.
sort of, that's just.
Lots
I mean,
of
even
screaming
now,
crowds. Yeah.
yes, but 73 million people watching a show, even now, it just doesn't happen, does it? Really, you know. So we jump to 1969. The Who recorded "Pinball Wizard" today in London's Morgan studio. Obviously, it was written by Pete Townsend, and is considered to be the highlight of the Tommy rock opera. Although apparently Townsend said it's the most clumsy piece of music he's ever written. I'm not so sure about that. I'm a massive fan of Tommy and the early Who stuff, and if you ever get a chance to listen to the deluxe edition of Who Live at Leeds, which I have on CD, the second CD is all of the four of them playing Tommy live, and I have to say it's really amazing to listen to them play that album live. And
It's good
Keith
stuff,
Moon's
and I'm
drumming.
not a fan of the Acid Queen stuff. That's not so great.
Yeah, but Keith Moon's drumming on that is absolutely stunning. It really is, you know. And apparently he would do the same thing every night, and all that stuff about Keith Moon not being able to play the same thing twice was rubbish. Jump to 1970. On this day, Led Zeppelin earned their first UK #1 album with Led Zeppelin 2. I have to say I was never that much of a Led Zeppelin fan. I liked Led Zeppelin 1, which was a blues album really, but didn't really go in for their sort of thing. But each to their own, really. Jump to 1973. Iggy Pop and the Stooges released their influential third album, Raw Power. The album gained a cult following and was particularly a predecessor to punk rock. I saw, and apparently it was one of Kurt Cobain's favourite albums. I saw Iggy and the Stooges at Harewood House in 2007, and they were amazing. I never really got them on album, but when I saw them live, I thought they're one of the best bands I think I've ever seen live. I mean, at the end of the gig, you know, they headlined, everybody got up on stage with them. It was a fantastic gig. Other people on the bill that day was Idlewild, who I thought were all right, if I remember rightly. The Horrors, who I thought were all image and no songs. The Young Knives, and somebody called The Dirty. And now I don't remember seeing The Dirty. It's a bit of a strange name for a band, but anyway. But yeah, no. Iggy and the Stooges, great live. You'll never see them now, will you? Because half of them are dead. So, jump to 1980. Pink Floyd premiered the live version of The Wall at the Los Angeles Memorial Sports Arena in Los Angeles. Great. I mean, I've never seen, I've never ever got to see Pink Floyd live, and I never will now. Oh, you lucky. Yeah, I don't know.
Division Bell.
Actually.
Yeah.
Division Bell tour is good.
Yeah.
No, I saw them. I saw them before that. I saw them in Australia. They were incredible live.
I bet they were incredible. Actually, yeah.
Yeah.
The closest I got was seeing
Wall thing was good too, but it's better to have a whole Pink Floyd there.
Yeah. I did see. I think it's the Australian Pink Floyd that I saw, the sort of tribute act, who I did think, and they were doing The Wall. I think that they were really good. You know, that's probably the closest I would have got, really. Jump to 1999. Today, Blondie went to #1 with their UK single Maria, written by the keyboard player. It was their 6th UK #1, and obviously, at that point in time, bless her, Debbie Harry was 54, and she became the oldest female to make #1 in the UK. I don't know whether that record still stands or not, but and you know, I did listen to the album at the time. I thought Maria was the best song on it. I can't remember much else about the album really, but
probably in the UK, but I think Madonna might have it for.
Yeah, you might be right there.
Yeah,
that would make sense, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Well, wouldn't Kylie Minogue have it now?
Madge.
Because she didn't she have numbers for Christmas?
Well, yeah, you might be right there,
50.
Daren.
Oh, yeah.
She's getting
She's knocking on a bit. She must be.
Well, she's definitely in her 50s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
fabulous.
And well, in hot pants maybe.
Acquired taste.
So, yeah, absolutely, yeah. 2004, Queen single "We Will Rock You" topped a poll of music fans. Right, wait for this, to find the greatest rock anthem of all time. Now, the 1977 song beat the band's classic Bohemian Rhapsody, which you would think was probably a better choice as the greatest rock anthem of all times, into second place. The survey was done by something called the UCI cinema chain, and the whole survey was only 1,000 people. So that's complete crap, isn't it? Really, I mean, 1,000 people decide what is the greatest song. I have to say,
let's change the world on that, eh?
Yeah.
Minimum.
My choice would be "Smell Like Teen Spirit" by Nirvana.
I can see my I can see my 1990s stat university teacher losing his shit over that.
500
yeah.
thousands.
I know.
B grade, at least 10,000. Yeah.
I mean, I have to say, for a long time, I didn't really like Bohemian Rhapsody very much. I thought it was it was big and overblown and the whole opera, fake opera thing. But actually, when I saw it in Wayne's World, I started to love it again. Because seeing them in the car, banging their heads to it.
The car, Andy, the car.
Yeah, that did.
It took me to another place. So
we always talk about the car, don't we, Andy?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So.
When I go to the US, I'm going to hire one of those cars to drive around.
No Pacer. Don't get a Pacer. No.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
There's the old saying: you can't pick your nose in a Pacer because it's a giant curved window. There's nowhere to hide. So.
Oh, I'll be picking my nose. Don't worry about that. I don't care.
Exactly.
My neighbor, when I was a kid, my neighbor had 2 Pacers. 2.
See?
And one was a Pacer X, like the Ultimate Edition.
Smart.
The ugliest, dopiest cars next to the Gremlin. Both AMC cars.
Definitely designed by Homer Simpson, that car.
It's the same company.
A car called Gremlin's got to be good.
This company made the Jeep, but made these awful other cars. It was terrible.
All right, let Ian finish.
So, jumping to 2013, music fans criticised heartless touts for selling tickets for the guitarist Wilco Johnson's farewell tour at inflated prices. Now, this was the point where Wilco Johnson he had terminal cancer, and it was his last, in the form of not to feel good guitarist. and the tickets were originally sold for 20 quid, which is, you know, a reasonable price in 2013. But they were being offered by touts for 225 quid. And if you think how much a ticket price for almost anything now, you know, that doesn't sound like a lot of money anymore, does it?
No.
You know? Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, he did die in 2022. There's a great documentary about him going to, you know, before that last tour, and him going to have the surgery and him surviving, because this doctor saw him and contacted him after the gig and said, I think I can treat you, you know. But he was great in the Game of Thrones as well, if you know who he's in that. And I saw the Wilco Johnson band, who were really, really good in the late 1990s, and he was just, really interesting guitar style. Nobody else played like him, you know, and his movements on stage were just bonkers, really. One more, and then we're on to charts. So 2023, David Bowie's handwritten lyrics for Gene Genie sold for £57,000 at auction.
Oh, yeah.
The song was obviously taken from the Lad Insane album and released as a single in 1972. The lyric sheet from Gene Genie was comprised of 18 lines on a piece of A4 line paper, but it was titled and he had signed it, and he'd also dated it at Bowie. But that's not bad. That's not bad going at 57 grand for a bit of paper. It's probably worth a lot more now, I would have probably said. In the charts today, we have Rain Dance still at number 1 in the UK singles charts. It's gone back up, actually. It went down to number 2 last week, back to number 1 this week. And we're still in love with Olivia Dean over here as album. Although West End Girl by Lily Allen is number 2. And I have heard that. It's not a bad album, actually, the Lily Allen. Our top film today is The Housemaid. And the Melania film hasn't made the charts. And apparently it made £33,000 in its opening weekend, but didn't make the UK charts. Which,
made by Brett Ratner.
We'll come back.
It's ridiculous.
I know. So the US single, Still in Love with Harry Styles with Aperture, and Megadeth by Megadeth is the album, still at the top of the US charts. Your top film this week, USA, is Iron Lung, and Melania, the film, made number 3 in the box office charts. In certain places, I think, rather than everywhere.
Certain states, a certain colour.
Yeah. Nothing changed in Australia. Olivia Dean number 1, single and album. Top film, Iron Lung. I don't know much about Iron Lung, actually. Need to maybe look at that up. The Melania documentary, it made number 31 in the Australian charts. Okay, and although it cost 40 million, in Australia, it took $982. Now I'm assuming that they are Australian dollars. So work that one out for yourself. So not a lot.
You say it cost 40 million, Ian. You say it cost 40 million, but it was double that, wasn't it? Because there was another 40 million.
It was double that because of the marketing
and everything.
And all of that, all the rest of it. Yeah,
Some
I think
people
she got
would call
paid.
that a flop.
Yeah, it's such a compelling
she got
story
paid
too.
23
I can't
million.
imagine it's not doing well. So.
Oh, I know. That's our politics for this week. That's been finished, people.
Yeah,
that's it. It's great.
Yeah.
But politics are over. I thought I have to include a Melania thing because it's just.
It's topical.
It's just.
Yeah.
It is topical. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Exactly. Actually, which is worth mentioning. I listened to Matt Commode as he went to see it. His review of it, and he said, he trashed the whole thing. Really, he said it was just an infomercial for Trump.
Yeah.
But he said the use of music in it is really interesting because they stay open with Rolling Stones' "Gimme Shelter," and they clearly haven't looked at the lyrics of any of the songs that they've used in the movie.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Because right the way through,
those songs.
Yeah. Right the way through, the use of music it's just wrong, apparently.
Well,
Not
look
that
at
I
it this way:
would probably ever see it.
the average American thinks "Born in the USA" is a pro-USA song. It is not. They've never read the lyrics.
I know it's not. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And they probably think every breath you take is a love song.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Creepy love song.
Creepy love song. Yeah.
Yeah. favorite line out of Gene Genie for me, going back to Ian's point about Gene Genie being sold, is sits like a man, but he smiles like a reptile.
It's like a
It's
reptile, yeah.
fantastic line.
That's such a beautiful flow to it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Lovely.
Who's the song about? Do you know who Gene Genie's about?
It's an alien, isn't it?
No.
I think it's an alien.
Hmm.
It's kind of got a real sort of spacey sort of vibe. If you read the
Yeah.
lyrics,
I have
it's
to
got a
listen to it again. I
spacey
forgot
Still
vibe to
about
it.
the
Ziggy
lyrics.
Stardust era. is it?
Calls him a greenie.
After that.
He calls him a greenie, and I don't think
That's right,
in
yeah.
1972, I don't think greenies were around.
Yeah, it
You know,
wasn't
like
really
the
a name.
environmentalist greenies were around in those days. I think
Yeah,
he was talking about a Martian, a greenie. That's what I think.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like sits like a man, smells like a reptile. There's kind of all this kind of weirdness about, you're supposed to visualize this person. If you pull the lyrics apart, you could probably, you could have connotations to, how weird this track is. Strung out on lasers and slashback blazers.
That's like razors. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And poor little greenie.
Yeah.
Oh, I've just seen. Com said that.
I'm a
Well,
big
that's the
Bowie
good
fan.
thing
you
about
should probably
music,
work that.
as we all
Me
like,
too.
Love the
isn't it, when you
imagination.
think about it? Because everybody who writes a track, including us on here, there's always different connotations to how we perceive it and how other people perceive the track that you've just written.
Yeah. What was the album it was off?
It's on Aladdin Sane.
Aladdin Sane. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I never owned Aladdin Sane, but I had a
I-
mate who did me a cassette of it.
I liked Aladdin Sane.
I own
thought
it
was
now,
a great
but-
album. It's a great album. Yeah, really good album. Yeah. Anyway, there you go. You could talk about David Bowie. You could do a whole show on David Bowie.
Could do a
seriously.
show on David Bowie.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
There's actually people now who I reckon they're in recording studios right now, would love to do covers or renditions or excerpts, samples of Bowie. Yep, absolutely. And I think it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. I think you know how big Elvis got when he died, and how the Beatles got.
He's still alive. He's been seen in all over different
I
cities
think,
around the
yeah,
US. Come on.
Working
think-
in a supermarket.
Watch the Bowie
Oh, he's having a
space.
chip shop, isn't he?
Watch the Bowie space. It's going to get
Yeah.
bigger and
Stocks
bigger
are on
and
the
bigger.
rise.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah. Unlike the price of gold buys. Hey.
Do you remember the Apple Newton device?
Yeah.
The Apple message pad called the Newton? They had an
Yes,
Easter egg in the
I
search.
remember.
If you say find Elvis, it would say he was last seen in some random city. So
Yeah, he's down the chip shop. We know that.
I
Yeah.
mean, yeah. Someone probably just conspiracy theorists, right? That Hitler's alive. He's in Argentina. Elvis is alive. They never landed on the moon. There's so many, right? And you can believe them, or
Of
you
course.
can
Earth
choose
is
to not
flat.
believe them. It's up to you. The Earth is flat. Yeah, you can choose to believe them or not to believe them. That's up to you. I think it's a little bit like stars. The horoscope stuff. It's whenever you read those, I'm
Astrology.
I'm not going to be against it.
oh, I have
but,
this. It fits me. Look at
Yeah,
this.
but the wording is so generic that really.
Well, there was quite. I mean, there's a guy here. He's actually dead now, but he was one of the big astrology guys for I think the Sun newspaper, and a friend of mine who shall remain nameless basically wrote the horoscopes for him. He had he was just a journalist. He was
Yeah.
a journalist that worked for tabloids.
Just made shit up.
And and the astrologist, so he put his name to it, but he never wrote a word of it. It was just written by my mate. My mate made good money out of it. Doing it every week
If,
or every
if
day.
you-
It would be every day, wouldn't it? In the,
Well,
in the Sun newspaper.
if you're good at literature, you should be able to
Remember-
word things, and manipulative type wording.
Remember Billy Connolly's saying when he said he used to trust the stars all the time until he found out that one of the cleaners was doing it in the time off.
Yeah.
Good
He
old
said he was devastated. His whole life went around fell around.
That's brilliant.
I hope I haven't bummed everyone today with that that conspiracy theory there.
Oh,
No,
I thought
no.
it was all true.
Well, it is a bit bizarre, isn't it? When you think about it, there's only 12, 12 sets of thingies, and there's how many billions of people in the world. So it's
And we're all feeling the same,
Gotta be
Darren.
right for somebody.
We're all feeling the same this month. You know, it's
Yeah, yeah.
incredible.
Well, here's one of my favorite things. Someone will say this planet is in this house, like this constellation. Pick a constellation in the zodiac. But because things shift over time, sometimes the planet is in Ophiuchus, a non-zodiacal constellation. So explain that one, right?
It doesn't quite add up, does it?
Exactly.
Yeah. Quiz answer. Now, Wagyu is getting,
Oh yeah.
you know, he's getting very angry right now
Ooh.
because he thinks that there could be two
waiting a
answers,
long time.
Andy and his, and I'm going to show you what the answer is right now. There's the answer.
Right. Yeah. Andy got it.
This is a time trip. Just when you see that, it's immediate. So
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the absolute firecracker to come in. Yeah.
Volcano time.
Well, he needs
There
to.
we go.
He needs to
Technically-
kill these jelly wrestling.
technically, the GT and the XT have this features. So
I might have caught Wagyu getting a coffee, or maybe he's.
Yeah.
I know he's back. Yes, he's angry. I can tell now. He's going to start picking it apart.
see, that's what I said. GT, XT have the same features, unless you picked a really specific thing. I can't remember the list, but
If you feel better, if I told you, Wagyu, that you got it right as well, would you? Does that make you feel better? Do you
No,
just
don't
want
pander to him.
He
Don't
wants
pander
to.
to him.
He wants to wear the proverbial Guernsey for the week.
No. We're not having that. He called me Del Boy early on. No, let him stew.
oh. we'll send him a Jelly Wrestler T-shirt. How's that?
Yeah.
You know how hard it is to do these quizzes, guys. Like, someone else can take over and do them. I'm getting like abused here. I'm getting abused. Do your own freaking quiz.
Well, you mainly got abused with the name that synth with the modular. That was really good abused.
I might do the one where we do the what was it again? That was like a multi thing. Where's my notes?
Multiple choice.
Where is it named? Not named that synth quiz.
Probably.
Oh, we had quiz sets. That's right. We had quiz sets, and we had multiple questions, and you had to answer multiple questions to get it right. So instead of doing it 3 clues and guess what it is, you actually had to answer 3 questions.
3 questions.
Yeah. Yep. That might be harder to do, but anyway, all this stuff is Google searchable, so that's one of the things that kind of sucks about it. Like, you can't really, people can cheat, is basically what I'm saying. Can't really police it.
Don't do it, people.
Yeah. You know, be honest with yourselves. Be honest with yourselves. Sleep in bed straight at night. All that sort of stuff. Now, what have we forgotten to do? Have we forgotten to do anything, boys and girls? Can we go to this section?
Saturday,
We
Sonority.
can go.
Yeah.
Is it black, is it? What about now?
It was.
It was, yeah. Intermission.
I'm just watching a long blank screen on the stream.
Yeah, me too. I thought it was lost connection.
I was watching all these people going, what's going on? On the chat now, they're just catching up. It's black. Saturday Sonority is Ask Us Anything. Do that. Let's Ask Us Anything. We can do that for a couple of minutes, for a while. See what happens. Yeah.
Why am I glitchy? I have no idea.
You're not as glitchy now, though, Darren. I think you're kind of...
No.
Oh, no, I think he is.
Before
Glitchy.
Darren was a bit like that. You know, it was like...
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
That's Darren's head. Sorry.
Actually, I can do that better. I can do that over the top of it.
No.
Look at that.
Oh wow!
No,
that's
no,
that's
Chris.
What's going on?
That's
This?
Chris,
cool, actually.
The,
That
the,
is
um,
I
the
do
black,
know
s-
now.
the,
That's
the black blank screen was my head.
No, that's what happened.
Too
when
much
I
going
opened
on
the
there.
DAW. That's the black.
Yes. Anyway, ask us anything. There's no questions in chat. Hey, what a ricochet! It's brilliant, isn't it? There we go. Why don't we head to the merch store? Why don't we do that?
Let's go to the merch store.
Merch store it is. This button here. There we go. Guys, there's a link in chat. Go to the merch store and you can get a cool t-shirt. That's the one that's Ian's wearing. $23.
Yep.
Pretty cheap. Pretty cheap.
It's cheap.
The cup's pretty
And
good.
it comes really quickly.
This is the one I've got. This is the Under Armour branded polo. And the reason why I like the Under Armour branded one is because you don't have to iron the friggin' thing. You can just pull it out of the wash and wear it. It's Ranzee's Life approved, that one. But if you like ironing polos, you can just get the standard polo and go that way. There is a hoodie. This is the desk mat that I'm going to buy. I was thinking about doing a new design on it as well because that logo is not very big. But also at the same time, do we want to have a massive logo taking up the whole thing? And we just want a little sort of subtle logo on the bottom right hand corner. I don't know. One of my favorite ones, this is probably the one I'm going to order, is the throw your synth at the screen mug.
Yeah.
So that one is a pretty cool looking mug, I think, you know. So you may want that. Or you may want to get yourself a meme t-shirt, which has got, so how long have you been playing the synth for? One of the greatest memes we ever did.
Yep.
So yeah, believe it or not, some of this stuff has sold. So, but yeah, there are alternative mouse mats and things like that. Stickers, Synth Geekery stickers. Yeah, so head on over to the merch store and support the show that way if you want. There you go, little plug
So
for the
a
merch
shirt
store.
you definitely have to get. You have to make a shirt that has the Timberwolf on it, and in quotes below it, tell him he's dreaming.
Design a graphic for me,
Yeah.
Andy, and I'll whack it on a shirt for you.
All right.
Yeah, there you go.
It's
Easy.
a good mix of the two meme things on the show.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's probably been a while since I've done any graphics for this, so yeah, it's probably a good one. I like it. Ranzee approved. Questions in chat. Who's been keeping an eye on? Darren, question from Sean.
Yeah.
Steve.
Anyone
what
else?
was our
T-shirt
favourite,
sizes?
Anyone else here
our
use the
favourite
craft sync?
synth you own?
Oh, okay. Favorite synth you own?
was that?
And that was
Favourite
the
synth.
electronic composer.
Favourite
Start with
synth I
you.
own.
Start with you, Darren. We'll go across that way. That way. That way, and then that way, and
My
then
favourite
that way.
Oh, yeah. Okay, my favourite synth will always be the Juno 6 because it's my old faithful pop synth. But leaving that aside, I'm quite at the moment into that Waldorf protein that I got. So it's probably usually your newest synth you've got, but
It is, yeah.
if I was to pick it, probably be the Waldorf. It's really nice. I mean, the album that was coming out was going to have quite a bit of that on it as well. So quite a few tracks have layered and loaded with some Waldorf protein stuff. But at the moment, if you take out the Juno 6, it'll be the Waldorf protein for now. That was my favourite at the moment because they change. I know everyone else's changes when you get a new synth or something that sort of sways it to what you've just got. So at the moment, that's what it is.
Okay.
So over to Andy.
That's a hard question, man. There's so many good ones, but I like my Juno, but I like the SX240 by Akwai much better. And that's not my favorite. D50 was there for a while. Still love that one. Right now, it's probably still the Poly Evolver because it's the best of everything. It's got digital, it's got analog, it's got wacky stuff, amazing arpeggiator, modulations. It looks cool. It's incredibly expressive. I just love that thing. So
Okay, Polyevolver. Ian.
Right. Favorite synth at the moment, and probably for quite a while, and it has to be the Soma Terra. Because I
thought
can
you'd
play
say
that.
that.
I'm thinking it's weird and
Yeah, that's great.
it's wonderful, and I mean I've got it out again because I'm going to gig with it. I go and play with it. If it's a straightforward conventional type synth, it would be the Hydra synth, but I can't not include my favorite controller probably for the rest of my life, which is the Linstrument.
Yeah.
I know it's a controller, but actually that's such an instrument in its own right. So,
Yeah.
and what I'm finding is if I'm going to go and perform, I either go with the Terra or the instrument, because they're so completely different that I wouldn't play them on the same gig. So, but yeah, no, it's that would be mine.
Now it's down to Chris.
Favorite synth for me has to be the Mini Freak at the moment.
Oh yeah.
But desktop would be the Cobalt Expander, or the Behringer, or the Moog one, the model, not the Model D. Yes, the Model D.
Yep.
I've
I'm
got
teetering
Model D.
between the two of
Model
them
D's
because I
good.
kind of like them equally.
Yeah.
Desktops. Yeah.
Okay. Favorite synth for me in here would be the Peak, Novation Peak.
Nice.
Deep synth, that is. But it's kind of not far in front of quite a lot of other synths that are in here as well. So, I do love the System 8 by Roland. It's over there. I like my Moog
Sub Fatty.
No,
No,
sub
the
sub
little
37. Sub 37.
that's good. Yeah. That's why I said it's so hard to choose.
Yeah.
I could have said V-Synth, and I could have said Terra, and ATV A-Frame, and just a million things. They're amazing.
I could. And you're talking, Daren, you're talking about what you loved right now. I'm absolutely, bezubled
Besotted with the
with this, which is the Korg
yeah.
Microkorg 2. And I've got a Microkorg 1 as well. And this has been amazing, this little thing. And for the dollar of the coin, it's been huge.
It's still monotimbral, right? They didn't add any extra goodies to it. It's still monotimbral.
Duo timbral.
It's duo
It is?
timbral.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And so was the original. The original was duo timbral.
Was
as
it?
well.
I don't remember
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Just never used it that much.
In terms of Eurorack, my favorite modules at the moment are the VCS3 clone modules from Feedback Modules. I think they're absolutely amazing. They are just, I don't know what it is, man. They are just like the warmest analog modules I've ever heard in my life. They
very
are just
organic.
incredible. Yeah. You could, like,
If
you
you're
seriously,
going down
Darren,
the
if you're,
Eurorack route,
you know how cold you guys are
Rant,
in England
Rant.
right now, right?
Yeah.
You're
We're
cold.
freezing, man.
You could warm your bollocks on them right now. That's how warm they are.
You mean not everyone does? So I warm up.
We have to make room in front of the unit to do
You
that.
know what Eurorack's for? Why do they make them so small?
Right,
Rack
you
is
see
too far back.
this comment in the chat.
Polygogo and rings. Rings.
Yeah,
because
I
you
love
can
rings
always
too.
Get some sort of nice
I love
sound out of
rings.
it when you put it into
Yeah,
anything.
Yeah.
It's
Absolutely
a
love
module that you
rings.
don't need to know anything about. You'll always
Agreed.
get something nice out of it.
Yeah. Absolutely love rings. Rings
I
is
can
awesome.
There's a few
Yes,
modules
you're
that do that.
And to the point,
Elements
Darren,
is even better.
Rings are
Elements
to
is
the-
super
Darren.
cool.
to the point, Darren, where I actually get disappointed when people try and do those physical modeling type releases, because I just go,
the obvious.
I've got a rings and it shits all over what you've just done.
Yeah.
Have you used
And it's been
Elements?
out
though?
forever.
Elements is a whole other level.
Yeah, I know. I have used an Elements.
No, I never got all
Yeah,
the
it's
elements.
crazy.
I think it's almost a bit too crazy, Andy. That
But that's what's so great about it. It's like a
Yeah.
lifetime of exploration on that one module. So
Yep. Yeah.
I like Steve's comment about the Tomcat. That was actually the better one. The Timbre Wolf was terrible, right? And so was the Rhythm Wolf, right? But the Tomcat is cool. It sounds better than the Rhythm Wolf.
Yeah. The other thing that I should mention, because Ian mentioned the Lin instrument for himself, I tell you what, if someone took my MPC Live out of here, I'd be a bit sad. There'd probably be a little bit of liquid coming down the side of my cheek.
I mean, I didn't mention
sad.
mine, but I am still loving it. It's here at the moment, only because I needed a space in front of me. But it gets played most days.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
feel like
doing lots of stuff with it.
Although NI is dying, I want Machine Plus to hang around. So
that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. Like, if you took my computer away from me, and I'd still be able to produce an album on my MPC with all the hardware gear connected up.
Yep.
That's the thing, So load samples in there, make samples. I could fart into it and have 40 different instruments from my fart sounds. It's crazy what you can do with an MPC. It really is.
I've got smell-o-vision.
It's not too bad in here. What are you talking about? Yeah, so good question. And I think the other question was, does anyone have a craft synth? I think that was asked after that question.
What, the modal
Craft
craft?
Synth 2, yeah.
No.
I don't have one.
The first one was too wonky with those circuit boards. I didn't like the first one.
I remember when they came out, I was kind of not really that interested in it either. So I'm sorry, I'm out on that one. Sorry.
I had the Sculpt 2, but I've sold it now. Quite
Sculpt
liked
is better,
that. Yeah. And I have got the Argon desktop.
Because we've got Daren here from the ARP Foundation, if I actually had an original ARP synth in here, I would say that would be my favorite. But because I don't have an original, I only have clones. I have Korg clones. I have Behringer clones.
Me too.
I don't want to disrespect, because I'd easily say, like, if I had a Selena, I'd love that. If I had an Odyssey, I'd love that. If I had a 2600, I'd love that. But I've got the.
I mean, the Carp
clones
Odyssey is
in
pretty
here.
close. I like my Carp Odyssey a lot, but it's obviously not a real Odyssey. So.
Well, it's behind me, my Carp Odyssey. It's behind the system.
But it's very good.
Yeah.
And it's not made by that
is,
other
yeah,
company that does the other stuff.
It's good. I don't think anyone's at ARP are upset or anything, because that company stopped making synths a long time ago. But
yeah, it was a partnership. It was a.
I kind of feel like, with David Friend getting involved with Korg, I feel like that was kind of tastefully done.
Sure.
Dean has said it's technically it's picked up by Korg and it's a reissue, and it is, and we have sold enough of them when I had the shop.
Yeah.
And the Korg 2600 is great. I mean, it's really nice.
Really nice. Yeah, absolutely.
Couldn't afford it, but it's really nice.
That's the thing. I wish Korg did an Omni 2 or something like that. I reckon they need to do a string machine, a really nice string machine. Because Korg actually made their own string machines too of the day. They had the Lambda and
oh, that's right. Yeah.
The PS one.
P something. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm wacky full of
The
purple.
one
Supposedly,
that's
according to
in-
Kent,
The one that's in the actual Flock of Seagulls film clip that they don't play.
Yeah.
The song. But they used it. They used it for the film clip.
Yeah. It just sat there
That's
getting
the-
dusty.
Yeah, that's the cool one.
Yeah.
But the mono system was playing.
I mean, obviously, the ultimate ARP synth I would dearly love to own would
Delta,
be
that's it.
a 2500, right? That would just be incredible.
sure.
But if that wasn't possible, I'd be okay with the 2600. I'd be okay with that. I was actually really close to getting an actual ARP 2600. Probably about 2013, 2014. I was almost about to hit the buy button, and the only reason why I didn't is because I found out there was something wrong with the one that I was going to buy. And it was kind of like a big warning sign, because if I got it, I would have had to have got it fixed, and to get it fixed where I live in Perth, Western Australia, for those who don't know, it's a long way away from some pretty decent people that can fix the ARP gear. And there probably isn't really anyone here in my city that would be experienced enough to doing it. They might be experienced with electronics. They may be even experienced with analog musical electronics, but they may not be experienced with actual the machine itself.
Vintage.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. Yep, that's right. But yeah, definitely. You know, I have ARP t-shirts. So
He's a fanboy.
I'm a bit of a fanboy.
Yeah.
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 Oh yeah, look.
A lovely sound.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Yeah, my favourite t-shirt is the 2600 t-shirt that I've got.
It's a nice shirt.
Anyway, good question, whoever said that. Any other questions, and we could wrap up the show, I think. Wrap up the show. Looks like chatties are...
Looks like it.
Yeah.
Did my comment coming through earlier in the car on the cyclist thing? Was it all garbled? Did you?
I didn't see what was
You guys
your
talking about
comment.
the cyclist thing?
What did
I
you
was
say?
talking about that. I had never heard of it until I saw there was a super fanboy of the cyclist on Gearspace,
Yeah.
and he actually has a name
Oh, yeah,
cyclist fan or something like that, and he's always posting pictures of it and talking about it, and like no one ever mentioned it in any of those boards. So he's like keeping it alive basically until these guys did it. So
Yeah.
that's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know Vangelis used it, so that's kind of funny.
I remember, I don't know if I commented on that guy's Gearspace forum, I probably did, but I do remember talking about Direct and that gear a long time ago, and because I've been on Gearspace for years myself.
Yeah.
So I do remember talking about it there, but I'm not sure if it was that guy that I was speaking to.
There's only one guy
I'm a
I
big
ever
MIDI.
saw.
I'm a big MIDI nerd anyway. You know that about me. So
And I mentioned another one too, that this weird guy Jimmy Hotz. I don't know what happened to him. He kind of disappeared, but he had this thing called the Hotz box, and it was this really cool, massive controller with. It was also a sequencer as well, but it had all these like touch pad areas like laid out like keys, but then also ribbony things and stuff. It was supposed to be this amazing MIDI controller, and I've never seen one in person. I just saw one on Craigslist or eBay once, and I even I think I actually talked to him once. I think I called somebody about this thing, and I think it was him. I can't remember now, but this is like 15, 20 years ago.
right.
And that was another cool controller that's never made it.
Was
One of
that-
those weird things?
Remember we were doing that MIDI Foundation Awards show late last year, and I showed a whole bunch of entries, and there was that really crazy Australian guy who had some sort of fandangled MIDI controller thing. I just wonder how that's been going. Haven't heard anything since. I reckon over the years there's been so many, someone's thought to themselves, this is a brilliant idea, and they've just they've sold their house. I've sold their car, they've sold their favourite synth, they've sold their house, and now they're regretting it.
Well, look at that plank of wood thing that came out. It had a good synth engine in it, but it was like a plank of wood with some stuff on it.
We
That was not presented well.
Killed
So that
that,
was the.
didn't we? We killed that on the show.
We did
Yeah,
kind of,
yeah.
didn't we? Oh dear.
Yeah. We already said that Korg brought out the mini log, and that was kind of the joke that ended it all, because it was a log.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Got no wood from me anyway, Andy. All right, so we shall finish the show. Thanks, guys, for watching. Hopefully, there's a bit more stuff coming. I know we just had NAMM. It's usually a bit quiet. Maybe what we might do next week is do some how to do stuff type segments in the show. You know.
Yeah, I got a NAMM product, so
All right.
where that was my new product, wasn't it? I said that I'd got a pedal, so it came from NAMM. It was one of the NAMM products. It was launched. I think it might have been launched just a fraction before. I got the old.
What pedal was it? I forgot.
Old Blood Noise parting. So.
Oh, okay.
Maybe you could dig it out, Darren, and we can have a look at it next week.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
Yeah, I can do. Yeah, I've
Alright.
just fitted it. Just opened it up, fit it on there. So.
Yep.
Might even use it in some other tracks now because I've not tried it out.
I've got 2 videos coming out during the week for Tre Modular, so there'll be the reviews of their 2 modules.
Nice.
So you can watch out for those, and maybe we could have a little bit more of a play since I've learnt a bit more about how to use those things since. The delay wasn't too much more to learn on that, but the sequencer thing had some fun with that, getting that plugged into different things. So yeah, look for those. All right, guys, we shall end the show, and we'll see you guys next week. Don't forget to press record.
I think the phone's ringing. Matrix.
He needs some IT work on his
Deja
his
vu.
setup there. So.
Watch out.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Take care.
See you, everyone. Bye.
What's going on? Waiting for a mate. Is that why your car's all smashed up and you're up on the grass at the moment, or what? Yeah. Yeah, for a mate. He's gone in there.
That's great. Love that.